Hi again. Here we go, walking and talking consciousness with Jaya and you. Thank you. Thank you for watching these, and hopefully you're getting a lot out of them. Let me know in the comments how it is for you. The idea of these videos is to bring the experiencing of meditation or your meditation practice into daily life, so that it's not just this eyes closed practice, or that you don't just receive some inspiration from a webinar, but you actually are inspired to get out and in your own way, in your own day, get out and practice meditation, consciousness, connection with God, connection with the underlying source of everything in your own daily life, in your own way, and in your own world, right? And I get my I'm walking up a hill, so I'm puffing again. I get my inspirations to talk to you through conversations or emails that I read in the morning, and it's still morning. It's beautiful, and I'm just loving being out here so early, and it's cool. Thank goodness it's all starting to cool down. We've had a very hot summer, and so it's nice to be walking out here without it being brutally hot. One of the conversations I was in recently was kind of talking about how crazy the world is at the moment. Prices are getting very expensive. People are realizing that, they can't just take off and drive around all the time because fuel prices are up, and they go to the store and they buy their groceries and they spend a lot of money. And it just feels like ends aren't being met as easily as before, and so people are getting worried. And that was kind of the theme. And that when you get worried about things, you get a bit more reactive perhaps to your partner or to your friends around you, because things aren't going perhaps the way you want them to. Oh, I'm going to be walking into the sun. And so then perhaps you get tired because you're working, or you're trying to work out if you need to get a new job, and you get reactive to the people around you. And just that in itself is an amazing thing to talk about, because it's so normal for everybody. And maybe a lot of people are experiencing that right now. Can you hear that? But the neighborhood dog's going crazy. And so what I love about growing in consciousness is we all have an experience of life, and we all have an experience of how we're dealing with life. And things have changed, and things are changing constantly. The world changing and us changing, our situations changing, happens all the time. It's like it's nothing new that we're faced with change. It's nothing new that we're faced with prices changing, going up or down. It's nothing new that, the news, the politics, the world situations, this is not new. It's just different, and it's current, right? It's currently happening to us. So it's like finding your way in it, to be still at peace and calm and understanding of each other. If you're worried about finances, if you're worried about the future, if you're worried about making ends meet, if you have dreams, I really want to get to a retreat, I really want to buy stuff, and yet financially at the moment it seems impossible. Be open to the universe of things changing, yes, but be aware of what you can and cannot do, and live in this moment according to what you have, and be appreciative of that. If you realize that you're appreciative of what you have, then you're not swimming in this idea that there's something wrong and that you have lack. Yet you're still responsible to what you are capable of and what you are not capable of. Meaning, don't rack up the credit card. Oh, I'm going to get money in the future. God will provide. Well, actually, maybe or maybe not. But in this moment, don't rack up the credit card. because if you can't pay it off, like slow down on all the buying all those hats and t-shirts and shoes if you don't know if your situation's tight. And the conversation I was having was, and so the person asked me, well, how are you dealing with the changes and the finances and stuff? And it was kind of cool because I realized that in the last couple of years, I kind of just stopped buying for the sake of buying. I don't know if you can relate to that, but every summer there's new trends. Even though I have jeans and t-shirts and singlet tops, and then I have my favorite fashion looks or designers. But what I've realized over the years as I mature, that perhaps I wanted cotton and not polyester. So perhaps these famous designers don't actually work for me anymore. So I've kind of matured when it came to some of the spending, and realized, and also there's this whole movement, I don't know if you're a part of it, kind of like downsizing and only keeping what you really love and what really brings you joy, rather than just having hundreds of handbags and too many clothes that you can't even close the door on your dresser. And yet, if you just go back to what you want and what brings you happy, then usually you can give away or get rid of a lot of the stuff you already have. So the downsizing, the cleaning up, the throwing away of stuff that it was just unnecessary. So it looked like for me that over the last years, it was this feeling of abundance, and abundance meant to have and to have and to buy and to do and to travel everywhere and to go everywhere and do all these things. And then the last couple of years, it all slowed down or stopped, and people started being more content at home. And then perhaps we became more content with what we have. And I think it's very healthy. You can see it as a negative. It's like, oh, I don't have money to buy stuff. Oh, I need to update my t-shirts. Or you can see it as a positive. It's like, I actually have a lot. I actually have enough. I actually can just keep wearing my t-shirts that I have because there's nothing wrong with them. And in fact, they're really cool. And even if one's got a little hole in it, it's my favorite and I want to keep wearing it. Whereas my pattern would have been, throw it out, it's got a hole in it. So it's kind of cool to see the changes, but to see them in a positive light. It's very mature and very nice, actually, to not have that frenzy of needing to buy and getting caught up into fashions and friggin' statuses and stuff. It's kind of nice. And it's very nice to not need to go places. And it's kind of nice to live within my limits of my finances, but also be aware and open to the magic that things get presented in different times for me to experience more. And that trust that everything's okay. That feeling, that beautiful letting go into this moment and just knowing that everything's fine. Now, don't take that as, oh, everything's fine so I can crack up my credit card. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about the responsibility of being within your means, but loving it. Loving where you're at, financially, emotionally, the stuff that you have, what would that be called, materialistically? And realizing that everything's okay. There's a kind of, it's a nice coming home to yourself to realize everything's okay. Well, I hope my little random videos help. I like doing them. I like connecting. I like sharing consciousness. Write any comments below if you're playing with what I'm talking about and how it works for you, and if these videos help you in any way. Okay? Bye.